Oh hi, Sean here. We're using Ubuntu 10.10 and you can see what you can do with the Ubuntu 10.10, the GNOME desktop environment. So today we're going to have a quick look at the Oneiric Ocelot, the latest build, and it's using it's using LightDM as the login manager. And up here you have suspend, hibernate, restart and shut down. You have large fonts. You can make the fonts larger. You can have high contrast here as well. So I'm going to just turn them off again. Brings back to our standard login. So we're just going to log in here now. And it has a few new features. And we're just going to watch the machine here. We're going to click on the auto size guest display. And we're going to go switch to full screen. So we'll get the full screen up. And we're going to right click. I'm just going to eject the VirtualBox guest additions. We have a folder med. We're going to remove these from the launcher, because at the moment when you start it up, this is what the desktop looks like. There's no extra icons on the launcher. I notice also there's no shutdown over here on the right hand side, so it's a little tricky to shut down. You have to shut it down through the terminal. So we look here at the workspace switcher. Here you can see it's a 2D desktop at the moment, and we look at our left click there on our applications, and we can maximize this. You can see all the applications that are running. These are the most frequently used here on top. So we'll open them, we'll just scroll down through them. They are basically the same applications as Ubuntu 11.04, but as I said, it's kind of an alpha 1 going into maybe possibly alpha 2 version. We'll open the web browser, and you can see the launcher doesn't actually move for you either when you move something up against it. And yeah, of course it has a global menu like Ubuntu 11.04. They've got Firefox version 5 now. And we just type in the Irish Times. And the web browser seems to be pretty fast. Okay, we'll minimize that. We go in here now to, we're looking for the system settings, so we'll just type in SY, and here's our system settings here. Of course, you all know if you right click on the system settings, we can keep that in the launcher. And our system information here, it's GNOME version 3.0.2, and the graphics is just Visa from the Oracle VirtualBox version 4.0.8. So back to all settings. These are much the same as any of the GNOME tree settings, user accounts. You can change your backgrounds. So we X this off again. I can right click here now. I can actually create a folder on my desktop. Now we weren't able to do that, I know, on the Fedora 15 GNOME tree, but it seems like they have the GNOME tweak tool installed. But as I said, I don't see it, but you can create a folder on your desktop still. Or I can right click and change my desktop background. And I like that idea. Whatever about when you get the GNOME tree on Fedora or OpenSUSE, you cannot change your desktop background by doing it that way or putting a folder on your desktop. So that's a good idea. We'll go back up here now again. We'll just type in SY, and we go into our system monitor. And as you can see, they're using kernel, the kernel 3.0.1 Linux kernel here. So they've updated to Linux 3 kernel now. So as you can see, we've got GNOME 3, we've got the Linux 3 kernel. So they're all kind of moving on to version 3. And resource wise, 277 megabytes of RAM. And so again, the RAM usage is very little, typical with all Ubuntus. So up here, you've got your same as 10.04 or 11.04 or 10.10, and that's really it. So you can, again, I can right click and I can remove that from the launcher, or I can right click, or I can keep this one in the launcher. So when I open my web browser again and I exit off, these will stay in the launcher. So that's it for the 1110 at the moment. And as you can see, we're using a 1010. So hopefully someday we'll be able to do this with our 1110 or 1204 and have a bit of customization and have a bit of fun. But at the moment there's not much fun going on. Anyway, thanks for watching.